Let's get cracking!
Hello everybody and welcome to the Dota 2 Champions League, and it is going to be a wonderful day of Dota, man, because we got two different two-game series. First of all, we're going to be starting out with Alliance facing up against KIS, which is sure to be one hell of a series. Alliance recently off of their Bucharest win, taking home that first place prize. On top of that, KIS, they've been faring very, very well. In fact, even recently defeating Alliance 2-0 in the Dota 2 League. So this is sure to be a tight-knit affair, and let's just get right into it, guys. I can welcome in my co-caster, Mr. Ryuuboruz, is going to be joining me on the microphone today.
Good morning, sir. And I'm glad to be here and let's see what these guys have to bring today. Because every day is a new day, and you never know who's going to get either stomped or if there's going to be a really long game or a good game.
Yeah, so honestly, I feel exactly what you're saying, man, because it seems like that the skill level right now for so many of the teams, they're all practicing, they're all trying to get attention for TI4. Some of the lower teams are obviously just trying to get invites to the qualifiers. You know, everybody is kind of practicing, and honestly, it seems like on a good day or bad day, pretty much any other team can take the victory. So it's not really, I wouldn't be putting all my rares on Alliance just because they recently won Bucharest. I mean, they did a great job there and everything else, but KIS, they've been faring really good in the last 2 weeks. I was a little bit hesitant about them a full month and a half ago. They weren't doing as well. Team Empire was really shining, just completely outshining them at the time, but KIS have definitely been doing a lot better in the last couple of weeks, so I'm interested to see how this match goes. We got a lot to talk about going into the draft, though. We have the Dazzle, Bat Rider, Lycan, as well as the Ember Spirit all banned away. Invoker and Mirana was picked up by Alliance, while Shadow Demon and Centaur went the way of KIS. We had a Badness Lark being banned out by Alliance. Meanwhile, the Chen and the Furion taken out by Rox, so eliminating some of those pushing heroes. Luna and Darkseer is now being picked up by KIS, and Treant Protector, as well as now the Lich is going the way of Alliance, and we've been seeing this a lot lately. Some of these very, very passive supports being picked up, and teams not really shying away from the fact that, hey, they may not have too much like early game roaming potential, but they are going to have some really, really strong lanes, and that's what Alliance is set up for with this Lich pickup. But KIS, they've certainly got a lot of kill power to their name.
Right now, it seems like Alliance is just going to play a little bit greedy with their supports because KIS, they don't have that much push. They have a lot of team fight, so they're going to get their tree and Lich for that purpose, and they have Invoker for control. This might have to be a Wex Invoker. I'm not exactly sure yet, but depends on what they put middle. If they put a Puck against or a TA mid, he might have to go Exort, or he might get crushed too hard. But I like the team fight control from KIS. But Alliance still has a lot of mobility, and they can, as long as they can keep their towers alive with Tree, I think they can get a lot of map control and do the Roshan pretty easily this game since they're on Dire.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm kind of questioning here Alliance's draft. I mean, this draft feels so empty with the first four picks. Like, this fifth pick is going to have to be something like kind of just entirely changing up their draft, because right now I feel like they're a little bit passive, but they also don't have a whole lot of late game to their name. They don't have this amazing pushing power. You got the Invoker and Mirana in your core roles. Mirana can definitely do a lot going into the mid game, but is a hero who operates from ahead. And I kind of question that. I'm not feeling real confident about this Mirana core here if we're running such passive supports in the Treant Protector as well as the Lich. I also don't see a big benefit here out of the Treant being picked up when it comes to that living armor. Like, we don't have any heroes that are going to be like excessively diving in. You know, so I don't really feel anybody's taking a big advantage of that living armor. We're going to see the Shadow Shaman picked up now by KIS, and this is kind of interesting here because we have the Centaur, Shadow Demon, Shadow Shaman. Do you think this is going to be just a normal defensive tri-lane, or do you think the Shadow Demon is going to be running with the Centaur like we've seen in the last couple of games, you and I?
It can go aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
Going aggressive against a tree, it's not that bad. If anything, it'd be aggressive with Luna. It'd have to be with Luna. You have to protect the Luna this game, and Darkseer is probably mid. Mm-hmm. Since they have Centaur and Darkseer, I'm not exactly sure where they're going to put those. But right now, Alliance they might have to tri-lane, else they're going to they might get, well, if you put the Mirana solo top, she'll just get EXP, and then you could just dual lane with Lich somewhere else, and then Tree can help your other lanes too. But I think Invoker should still have a good time, and I thought the last pick was going to be like Storm or Krob, and just even play more greedy with Darkseer in the jungle. But they didn't want to play that greedy, so decided to pick that up. They're gonna have either Shadow Shaman or Leshrac was the best bet there to fight this tree, and either one is fine.
Well, this is Rock's right now. They certainly have a lot of good team fight. They got some good pushing power, but Alliance, I was really wondering what they're going to pick up. So they're going to get a little aggressive here. They're going to grab the Clockwork, who will be able to take advantage and be a good setup for the Mirana, obviously, leading into a nice arrow. You've got the Sunstrike as well. So Clockwork can definitely make a lot happen here going into the mid game and can set up a lot of easy ganks. But at the same time, you don't really want to go late game up against a Luna, and I don't see a whole lot of pushing power to Alliance's name unless they just absolutely crush the laning phase. I'm feeling kind of iffy about Alliance's draft. While Rock's, it seems like they've just got some really, really good solid team fight to their name. They can run aggressive if they want to and try and abuse the Lich pickup. And if they do actually go aggressive and win that lane, then the laning phase is set for them. For me, honestly, I don't know about you, Ryu, but for me, Alliance, they got to win their lanes hard. I think that's their only real way. I'm just not really feeling all that confident about their draft so far.
I think both drafts are both fine. Darkseer, it's just gonna come down to the Darkseer mostly in his rotations, because they're not gonna be able to get kills if they just go with like a Shadow Demon and a Centaur, in my opinion, because they have the tree armor. But maybe they can with just the burst. I just feel like it's gonna be on the Darkseer setting up all this, and it just comes down to if they can get towers out, because the Shadow Shaman is not gonna get 6 for probably till 8-10 minutes, maybe around that time. And if they have a lot of map control with the clock being 6, and S4 has to go, no, S4 is actually safe lane. So yeah, they're dual laning, and he just has to go exort because they have no pushing power, like you said. And you can get Roshan easier if you just go exort. There's no point in going Wex, in my opinion. Even if you could get an Orchid, a fast Orchid, I just feel like the exort is just too powerful on Dire side.
Well, we see right now Rock's, they're 5-manning into their own jungle just to try and protect their pull as much as possible. Real quick, let's go over who's playing what, because we do have a stand-in coming in for Rock's. So we'll talk about their lineup first. We got BZZ, who's going to be playing the Centaur. We have the stand-in Uranium, who's going to be playing the Luna. Yol is going to be playing the Shadow Demon. Seedoy on the Darkseer. And that leaves Godblack going to be playing that Shadow Shaman. On the Alliance side, we got Admiral Bulldog, who's going to be playing the off-lane Clockwork. We've got a dual lane mid where Loda is going to be farming with the Mirana, and Ake is going to be on the Lich, just trying to keep the lane back with those denies. Top lane is going to be S4 farming, probably going to be going and seeing an Exort build out of him, and that leaves EGM on the Tree and Protector, trying to pull and just protect S4 as much as possible. So Rock's looks like we're going to be seeing maybe dual lanes coming out from them. Yol is making some movement top, and he doesn't actually have a ward. I was expecting him to be going with the Centaur, but it looks like they're going to be doing a dual lane. I don't know. I don't really like the idea of putting him with the Darkseer, but at the same time, I don't see a Centaur Shadow Demon lane winning up against dual range heroes.
Centaur's fine, kind of mid. He won't do that well, but I guess Darkseer's just going to get more from the off lane. That's why they did it. Because if Darkseer was on top right now, he wouldn't be getting... Well, because now he can just get level 2 pretty easily, even though he has a haste rune. And they can't do anything about it. Whereas Centaur, he was top. Well, he could have probably maybe done the same thing because it was a lucky haste rune.
Yeah, that haste rune is such a good start for Darkseer, pretty much ensuring that you will get level 2 just because the slow's coming out. EGM fighting up against Seedoy. Yeah, he throws down the Leech Seed, though. And between that and the natural tankiness of the tree, will ensure that Seedoy cannot dive for that early kill. But no matter what, he should be able to pick up level 2 here, and then on top of that, he just has to look at him. He's desperately trying to get that level 2. He's looping around. He knows EGM is trying to hunt him as much as possible, but eventually all he has to do is just pop the surge if he's in any real trouble, just like that. Gets a little low. but in the end should be fine. We've got this dual lane facing up against dual lanes in the mid, and we also saw Admiral Bulldog. He was doing that early bit of pulling. Oh, EGM. How did he actually pull that one out?
First. He got boots first, and that was just probably not the right path. He wanted to walk against the tree.
Admiral
Bottom
Bulldog.
lane, actually, Bulldog might get a kill.
Yeah, he's going to maybe fight up against Godblack here, though Godblack does have that Ether Shock. That's way too much damage. He can't go in for the trap. Oh, locks him inside the cogs. That's unfortunate. Godblack, though, he couldn't get outside of the cogs. Damn this 6.80 patch, because he just cannot walk out of those cogs without getting burnt. And because of that, wasn't able to secure those last couple of auto attacks and potentially the Ether Shock to secure the kill.
It was great that the tree actually, or EGM picked up the boots first. I noticed it at first, forgot to talk about it because, yeah, normally it's for the Centaur. You can just harass them out of lane because you right-click better. But instead, he got an easy kill against the Darks here. So, well played by him. Bottom lane, Bulldog's got level 2.5. Darkseer's almost 4, though. So this is definitely going the way of Roxkiss, except for the first blood. I would have said.
That obnoxious combo. Cedo, he's going to fall once again. The boots being too powerful. EGM, Sunstrike, going to be able to secure the kill. EGM could have gone for that last hit, but wasn't even necessary. The Sunstrike lands, so well played. I mean, hey, Darkseer, he might be picking up the levels, but he's certainly feeding away a lot of extra golden experience to this Alliance dual lane.
He's just getting caught out, playing too aggressive. There's a limit to your aggression, and he hasn't found the limit yet. He's going over the limit.
Yeah, just the cold snap and any sort of damage over time spell. Even if you are going max movement speed, man, it is a rough combo to deal with. Combine that with the extra bit of damage that's coming out from the Exort build, and it's a damn dangerous lane. But the trade-off is that Uranium is free farming this bottom lane. Bulldog's still doing a good job. Every once in a while, he goes in for this creep trap just to be able to bring the lane back a little bit, get him some easy experience without having to overextend himself too much. We do have the Tranquil Boots being picked up by the Centaur, so he may have enough lane control. Do you think Yol needs to be moving out? Because I don't see them getting a kill in this lane. It's just up against two ranged heroes. It's unlikely they get a good enough disruption to lead into the stomp kill with Double Edge. So should Yol be maybe roaming around a little bit more and lead this Centaur to get full experience in this middle lane? Because we know how important experience is to a Centaur.
If he was middle lane, I don't think he'd get any experience just because the creep wave would keep constantly being back and you're against two ranged heroes. There's nothing to do except actually put either Darkseer mid or put the... They can rotate lanes now that he has Tranquil Boots, but I don't think they can afford to just leave the Centaur alone, else he's just going to get comboed with an arrow after the Frost and then into a Sunstrike.
Well, for now, BZZ takes an arrow to the face. Loda just throwing a little softball there.
They're going on Loda.
Oh. Yeah, and they stun him up, but again, it's just like the leap away. They have to perfectly time the stomp. In fact, can they even? I mean, it just has to be such a perfect stun to actually be able to catch out Loda before he leaps away. I kind of question whether it's ever going to be possible for them. And once he leaps, he's pretty much going to be fine from there, getting back closer to his tower. Large creep wave coming in, and Bulldog may take this opportunity. If your Uranium gets out of position here, Bulldog certainly can go in.
Dead.
Oh, yep, Cedoy. Jeez. First game of the day, EGM and S4 dive in once again. Cedoy just playing a little too overly aggressive, being all three of the deaths so far in this game. Oh, poor Cedoy, man. That being said, like while we do have S4 doing really well in CS, he's sitting at 31-8. Surprisingly enough, Darkseer is sitting at third. Just because of how aggressive he's playing. This reminds me of 2 patches ago where we had like offlaners being a solo.
He's gonna die again.
Cedoy, come on, man. He's getting caught out once again. Will be able to zip back to his tower, but they're thinking about diving in even deeper. They do have Sunstrike. Cedoy will be able to dodge it. Because of that, it looks like Alliance is going to have to back up. EGM copping a lot of damage here from the tower. Trades it off to S4, though. He should be fine. Meanwhile, BZZ chasing Loda away from that top room, but unfortunately, it's actually bottom, where Ake is sitting on the regen. Goblek hoping to be able to maybe intercept that one, but nothing's going to come of it. So pretty passive lanes altogether, just Cedoy just constantly going ham in this top lane who keeps getting caught out. It's their only real action. Besides that, it's pretty much a CS war back and forth.
I feel like the Darkseer, he's giving too many levels and with these, and he's got mana boots already. You would never see this on a tree if he didn't get like 2 kills already, and it's just giving too much to the tree. And I think tree with levels is actually really scary, obviously, because of the living armor, and then even overgrowth, and then him walking around invisible all game. It's pretty deadly. So feeding him is definitely going to hurt them in the long run. And Bulldog's level 5. He's almost got 6. He'll have it maybe this next creep wave. He can't play too aggressive now because, well, he just got his bottle. Maybe he can now. But he'll just probably do another trap of the creeps, and he should get 6 soon. Top lane.
Yeah,
EGM might be dead.
Getting gone on. They're trying to heal him up real quickly, but they do get the Shatter Demon. Seedoy in the end will get it with the Ion Shell. Now pursuing on to S4. Seedoy, Sunstrike does land, and just like that, Seedoy's getting turned around on S4. Pops the Forge Spirit. Seedoy trying to hide his way into another surge. We do have the Centaur coming in, and S4's going to run right into that one. BZZ with the save will be able to help out Seedoy, keep him alive, and pick up the kill as well. So well worth the rotation there by the Centaur, leaving that middle lane.
He got the killing spree on Darkseer, that's really amazing because that was tactical feed, obviously. So now he's got a boon of gold and EXP. And Centaur has 500 gold, and he got like a level and a half from that because of all the EXP Invoker acquired. So now he has Stampede, and he has his Blink in 400.
Yeah, honestly, that experience was so important. Like, he's going to have a Blink Dagger soon with level 7, so he's going to have that maxed out double edge. That's a big combo to have. Goblak, he did spy out the Invis rune, but leaves it, hoping that maybe the middle lane was going to grab it, but instead, Lotus secures an Invis rune. We do have a Midas being picked up by S4, so not a big surprise in the safe lane Invoker that you pretty much always go for a Midas. Good gold. And as a bonus, a lot of extra experience, which is so important for an Invoker.
Middle lane, I don't see anything going to be happening middle lane unless Bulldog gets a hook on the Shadow Demon. Because then the Shadow Demon is just going to disrupt somebody. They have a lot of defensive heroes. Like they have Stampede, and they have Surge, and they have Shadow Demon Disruption. It's going to be hard for Roxkiss to find kills unless they go bottom lane. Maybe Courier?
Loda, he's thinking about it, but it's right next to the trees. He needs it to be a little bit more in the open field or possibly just wait. Oh, the speed boost is going to go down. Loda's going to have a hard time unless he leaps for this one. 2 hits, another leap, and it should be able to get it. And he's going to start going on Goblak as well. Arrow lands. Loda, if he could pick up the kill as well as the Courier, he will, in fact, with the Starfall extra hit. That is a beautiful play from Loda, making the most out of that Invis rune that he secured about a minute and a half ago.
I was surprised that he didn't instantly use the Hex Home.
He's going to go down here. He already used the leap, so BZZ make it look easy there with the Soul Catcher into Stomp double edge. That's so much burst damage, and that's why that Shadow Demon Centaur combo, we've been seeing it so much lately.
Top lane's going to go down, though. They don't have a Fortify. It's gone.
That's certainly...
They get a tower. That's the first tower of the game. And once they get map control, like I said, they're going to have easy Roshan access.
Centaur jumping in on Bulldog, revealing that newly found Blink Dagger. Oh no, the Sunstrike coming in. BZZ tanks that one. And with the Cogs burn in the last tower hit, they actually do get the Centaur kills. So that was actually a pretty decent trade. First Blink Dagger revealed, killed Admiral Bulldog, sure, but you can't forget about S4. I mean, that was more defensive combo, but that's going to be the combo all game long between Bulldog and S4.
Surge mid. Oh, no.
Yeah, Moonlight Shadow being used, so nothing.
I thought they could have got him. Do they have sentries? Let's see if they have sentries. No, they don't have any sentries or dust. So that was a defensive pot of multi, but now they don't have it. And that'll alert Roxkiss to actually get some reveal now.
Goblak, hook shot, and now they should be able to clean him up real quickly. He does get off the cogs. We do have a disruption on Admiral Bulldog. They should be able to kill him as he's trapped inside the ward. So a quick 1-for-1, not bad at all in the favor of Roxkiss, feeding away a support in exchange for the offlaner. And now they're going to start pushing in this middle tower, but they have to really make a concerted effort to take down this tower. Otherwise, we've got that high level of living armor that will be able to heal it all back up. Looks like the stun landed on Yul. Sunstrike also went down. Now the follow-up with Chain Frost being used. That's going to be a quick kill and also force Roxkiss away from that tower and be able to heal it back up.
Yeah, and the Luna's pressuring bottom right now, but I don't think she's going to get this. S4 is rotating, so the stand-in's just going to have to back out. He doesn't know where the clockwork is, so we have to... they're going to just heal up the towers now. This is not good for them.
Yeah, maybe they need to do a little bit more grouping up when they go for these early tower pushes. What do you think about this Luna's build, though? This is like the exact opposite of all the greedy builds we've been seeing on a Luna. This is like a super, super fast BKB.
He's really scared of actually Admiral Bulldog in these Sunstrikes, I would feel. Just the magic damage from that. Those two alone, if you get hooked once, you're dead unless the Shadow Demon constantly sits behind you. Which, I don't think it's that bad of an idea just for like Shadow... Like, he's doing it right now, 12 minutes into the game, the first time. Oh. Besides, obviously, early game. Well, yeah, even early game he was mid, but... They're going to do Roshan now, and... to answer your question, I think he could have gone greedy, just as long as you have the... But he doesn't need to. All they want to do is fight and take towers, and they need to.
Right. Well, with the Serpent Wards being up for the Shadow Shaman, they've got the Blink Dagger online for the Centaur. We should have a Darkseer picking up a mech here in a decent amount of time. They've got almost everything they need to be able to just 5-man into these towers, and they should be doing it soon because the Alliance are pulling a lot out of the map so far. And they're going to get to a point where they may not be able to win these team fights. Alliance does have a lot of pretty early game. Looks like they're going to pick up Loader real quickly as... quick little stomp in. Roshan will go down eventually. It's just taking them so damn long that their Roxkiss are actually making a lot of moves while Alliance is committing so much into that pit. Now jump in, Clockwork, trying to maybe lock in Seedoy, but he's right next to the Serpent Wards, so can't really go for that one, and they might be able to pick up a little extra gold off of the Serpent Wards, but at the same time, Luna is just constantly keeping this pressure on the bottom lane. It's unfortunate that they have to deal with such a high level of living armor. Oh, double stomp, double edge as well, and there goes EGM. The Aghanims is down. Right now, Aegis is down for the Invoker. He's going to be coming back up. Looks like BZZ is going to get caught, and with that leap over, they're going to find Seedoy as well. Unfortunately, Sunstrike will miss. Might even be able to just haste his way out of this one, all because of that miss. Now Chain Frost at bottom, turned around on though. Ake getting low, poison, and the last auto attack will take him out. Yol trying to desperately teleport away in time, but Admiral Bulldog, he gets that first bit of battery assault tick damage onto Yol, meaning that teleport is not going to be successful. So, hey, good trades, Alliance, across the board. They may have lost that tower, but they killed 2 heroes at that bottom lane for it.
And Centaur mid. He ran out. He ran away, and he didn't expect Bulldog to be there. And then Bulldog TP'd bottom to tier 2, and he got another kill. I didn't see what happened though to the Luna. Wish I did, but
I think they just committed to the tower a little bit too much, and Ake just, I think he may have even teleported in, or he just showed up, man, with the Chain Frost and it bounced a couple of times. So able to pick up S4, man, kills left and right. You just cannot keep your eyes off of this Centaur because you never know. He's going to be building into a pipe as quick as he can, just adding in even more team fight. Arrow going to go down, will lock down BZZ, but it's right in front of the wards. He's going to be copping a lot of magic damage here, and BZZ should fall as they're just working their way around those wards. And again, another situation. Oh, Bulldog actually locks down Godblack, trying to catch up to him. Disruption defensively, but he will come back right into the cogs, and that's unfortunate. Turns around, Ether Shock. Admiral Bulldog might lose his life here as Shadow Poisons are taken up, but unfortunately, Yol... Oh, he got that third tick! He got him! Nicely played by Yol, maxing out the Shadow Poison, and because of that, securing the kill on Admiral Bulldog.
That's easy. Easy snipe right there on Bulldog. But it's still... Shadow Shaman didn't waste the wards. Did he? Yes, he did. Yes,
yeah, he did.
Okay, yeah. He has a minus 2, actually. Now that we talk about it, Glowback, he's just... they're going full kind of greedy on their supports. I don't know.
Full greed on their supports and, like, the exact opposite on their Luna, who's still trying to farm up a BKB, by the way.
I mean, they have mech now on Darkseer. They have... I think they have better team fight now, it feels like. Because the Roshan, it seemed to be useless now, because obviously the Aegis was popped all because of the efforts of Svet. How do you say his name?
Who?
633.
Oh, BZZ. That's BZZ.
BZZ.
Yeah.
But why does he have that new name?
Yeah,
He
it's
always
just
plays with this, actually.
yeah, it's just his thing now. He's just always 633. I'm presuming there's got to be some sort of phonetic to numeral aspect between 633 and BZZ, but either way, man, it's just the thing he's going under right now. What do you think? Maelstrom is being picked up by Lotus, so going for a little bit of early damage, and it feels like this is going to be necessary. As like you said, Roxkiss, they're feeling confident about their team fight right now. They throw down the wards. Another situation, they throw down wards right in front of the towers. They haven't done any damage to this tower. Like, had gone down to half health multiple times. Now the surge. Oh, no, the arrow. It actually locks down Goblak. And Alliance now moving forward. They're going to try and pop S4 in return, though. The vacuum doesn't go off, and because of that, S4 going to be able to get himself away. Good ultimate being used. Vacuum trying to go into the wall as well, but this Chain Frost, man, it's not stopping. Now going to bounce into Uranium as well. BZZ trying to get away. Arrow barely able to dodge that one thanks to the surge. Sunstrike, though, will get Seedoy on that last little tick. And 2 heroes go down for Roxkiss. Alliance now pushing aggressively in. They know everybody is so damn low. They can afford to do this 2-man stomp. No, just catching out Loda. But the rest of Alliance is coming in. They've got that big advantage. Uranium forced to pop the BKB defensively up against just Cold Snap. And Alliance know they have a big advantage right now. They're going to be able to take down this Tier 1 tower before... Oh, the deny! BZZ, what a play there. The blink in last hit. Well played by BZZ, so making the best out of what is a really bad situation right now for Roxkiss.
They're definitely not committing to these team fights, right? They don't have sentries. They should have dropped sentries as well on the tower if they want to get this tower. Else they just had to back off because of the pot multi, and they just immediately healed up the tower and they killed off the wards. And if you have your wards down and Bulldog gets a good initiation, even if you have Darkseer, it's like they still managed to just spread out, and they only got hit by a 2-man vacuum wall, so they didn't all clump up, so that was nice of them. So they really need this tower. They realize it. And then actually S4, he has...
S4.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess he feels so damn confident with that Force Staff. He's willing to just walk right under those noses. Look at this Tier 1 tower. Again, it's at full health, and they're trying to take it down. But every single time they throw down wards, but they're not really committing to taking the tower. Look at them. They're just kind of dancing around, not even hitting it. Now Centaur moving in on Bulldog, only doing about half his health so far, and good hook shot away just to be able to save himself from that sticky situation he was in. And just like that, they try and go for a kill, and at the same time are forced away from the tower. Now jump back in. EGM in some trouble. Cold Snap making a big problem for Centaur, but they're still able to get the kill. Sunstrike, though, almost securing the kill on BZZ, and now Bulldog's in trouble. Locked in with Centaur Illusions, and will get the kill as the wall making this zoning defense up against Alliance. They can't really pressure forward too much, and it looks like this tower may finally go down as Roxkiss can commit to it. But Alliance was able to pull a lot out of it. Even if they lost some kills there, Loda has just been free farming and pushing in this top lane as much as possible.
He's going to get this tower.
Uranium able to dodge. Oh, good deny. Once again, BZZ on pursuit, and he's going to be trapped. Yol trying to get close enough. Oh, no, he doesn't actually have enough for disruption. Loda, though, trying to dodge it as much as possible, but he's just going to get caught inside of the secret shop and burst it down. So 15-14, nice small turnaround here for Roxkiss. So we take a look at that experience graph, sitting at about a 500 lead for Alliance, and a little bit bigger, about 800 gold lead for them. But all in all, nothing too big. I think the biggest factor here is that Uranium, without this really greedy build, if the game just kind of continues to stagnate like this, Alliance will eventually get a big advantage with Necrobook 3s, with Loda building up a lot of damage, and I don't really feel this Luna is going to come online as a hard carry fast enough because we didn't go greedy.
Correct, and they have almost 3 Force Staffs done on Alliance. That's a huge amount of kiting going away against the Centaur, which they need, and they have the Lich already finished with the mech, and right now I'm just feeling like Alliance is definitely about to hit their stride when they're stronger, and they can almost take Roxkiss in these fights. But that'll probably be after the next Roshan. We'll either see a contest there or Alliance just sneak it in.
Yeah, Alliance just doing a really great job holding on to the game and just kind of limiting how much Roxkiss can pick up with their early aggression of their 4 heroes, plus the fact that Luna is really nice for some of these early pushes. But they've really just made sure that Roxkiss only limited to Tier 1 towers so far. And like you said, Alliance, it's really about to hit their stride, their power peak, really, when it comes to just being able to force team fights over and over. They are going to have an issue, though, because if this pipe is going to be up soon, Moonlight Shadow, they start going in on S4, but where's the vision? They don't have it. They jump in on S4, but they don't have anything to see him. They're focusing down this Tier 2, and the rest of Alliance is on their way. But it looks like they're just going to protect their tower. Arrow once again landing right on Goblak. This is going to be really bad. Here, BZZ now trying to pop his ultimate getaway. But, oh, the hook shot right through is going to be able to stun him up. BZZ is going to fall. And now Yul's in trouble. Admiral Bulldog locking himself in. This Chain Frost is just bouncing together. The wall vacuum, it's pretty much the only damage that came out from Roxkiss. And now Goblak barely able to teleport away just in time. Honestly, that looked like a complete disaster for Roxkiss. But only losing 2 heroes there in the process. That could have been much, much worse. And what do you think here? Do you deny the Tier 2 or you just heal it up with living armor?
They're going to heal it up.
Yeah.
They're not going to be pressuring there for a while now. At least another 5 minutes, I feel like. Because Roshan is probably coming up soon. They know this. And I was going to say, if actually the stand-in Uranium was up there with Luna, they might have been able to take it, but once I saw the Lich mech and the heals coming from the tree as well, it's just, even if she had stayed in ultied, I don't know if she was going to be doing enough. She needs the damage item.
Yeah.
Because that was a 5-man wall vacuum, but they have no damage to follow up with it because the Centaur got picked off at the beginning of that. Nice hook shot by Bulldog to set it up and kill the Centaur and was it the Rasta?
It's the Shadow Demon. He hook shot into Yul,
Yeah.
and then as he passed through, ended up hitting BZZ on his way out. So that was an excellent play, and it feels like Roxkiss are just going to have to play defense for a while now. It would have been nice if they would have been able to pick up a little bit of extra tower gold, but couldn't quite secure the Tier 2, and now it's already above half health. Living armor, man, is disgusting, and I can't wait. And, of course, that's very sarcastic until the Lich changes come online. Can you imagine that? Frost armor plus living armor on towers? Disgusting.
So stupid. They're getting ready for the patch.
Yeah, man. They're setting up for it. We do have a smoke, and this is probably for the best. Roxkiss gonna see if they can maybe catch out one hero, but Alliance are playing pretty defensively on their own. I'm surprised. I really expected them to start getting aggressive here soon after that big win of a team fight, but especially they've got Necrobook 3 finished up. Loda still has yet to get his next item. Looks like we're going to be seeing a BKB out of him.
They respect this Darkseer vacuum wall too much to be balls to the wall, and they're just like strategically trying to find them, and like, yeah, they're going to go from behind. They saw that though.
They do have a counter ward set up preemptively, so they're going to try and catch him out from behind. Arrow's going to go down. Goblak won't catch it this time, but EGM force-staffed in, gets in a good ultimate. Now actually Bulldog locks in 3 inside the cogs, but the vacuum into the wall, holding in 2. Everybody's still alive, but look at that Chain Frost. It's just tearing Roxkiss apart. They're all going to fall over there. Actually, we do have Ake just being able to pick up those till kills. Looks like the rest of Roxkiss was actually able to keep themselves alive here. Luna will fall. Loda goes down with that as BKB, and the Tier 2 goes down as well. Oh, BZZ missing that stomp, now pursuing onto Ake. I can't believe it, but Roxkiss, they're going to come away from this team fight just perfect. Ake force-staffed away just in time, and BZZ, I don't know if he really wants to dive a Tier 3 up against Bulldog, who is ready with the cogs. So, hey, great team fight for Roxkiss. And I can't believe they actually am saying those words, considering the fact that we had a 3-man cogs by Bulldog into a Chain Frost that just ripped into Roxkiss. But fortunately, they did have, a little bit of tankiness there thanks to Darkseer and his mech.
If that Ag's Lich was there, they would all 3 melted. That's actually the one scenario where I could actually see the Ags paying off, because normally that actually never happens. That's the first time in a long time I've seen that, because obviously Lich hasn't been picked up in a while, but that was a nice, I guess, combo from them. I just think that right now it's still going the way of Alliance a little bit. I think Loda just needs a lot of farm, else he's not really doing anything still. He's got bonus 75 damage, but I don't think it's enough yet. I think he needs to finish that Mjolnir, but he's going to go back for the BKB instead. But they can finish off this Roshan now and get some more map control, I guess. I don't know why Roxkiss isn't contesting this though. Consider they knew it was up. But.
Yeah, they just gave up a free Roshan, I guess, for more farming time. Uranium was pretty low health. He's done a pretty good job considering the fact that he built into this really fast BKB, and they lost a couple of early team fights that didn't get them as much early tower gold as they wanted. He's still doing a damn decent job keeping up with S4. Right now, he's sitting at almost 12K net worth, while S4 about to take up to 14K. So not a bad net worth for this Luna, considering the lack of a very, very greedy build. But it just all comes back to Loda right now. This Mirana as a core, like you said, is just really not doing enough damage. You kind of need like 2 big items for this Mirana carry to really be online when it comes to physical damage, at least. And we're still waiting on that BKB. Unfortunately, he just keeps getting blown up by the Centaur, and that's the one thing that I think Roxkiss are doing a really good job, is just shutting down Loda as much as possible in these team fights.
Well, Darkseer has the vacuum now with the Blink Dagger. So
ooh, yeah.
If they can set this up, I feel like they're going to hit a 3-4 man combo before this game out. It's just going to depend on how they use their Force Staffs and mech afterwards for Alliance. And if they don't get Centaur stopped on Owen, once he initiates over the top.
Yeah. Well, that's where those Force Staffs are going to come in handy, but honestly, there's only so much you could do if the Centaur and the Darkseer execute this well. And you said it early, man, it's all going to come down to this Darkseer and how well he plays going into these team fights. If he can hit those, it doesn't have to be a 5-man black hole, but even just 3 or 4 people into the Centaur stomp wall, and then all the AoE that they have to follow that up, they're going to be looking really good in these team fights. But it's going to take the perfect initiation here from Seedoy. We do have Aghanims already being picked up by the Shadow Shaman. What other items? I haven't been keeping up with the supports as much as I should here this game. Godblack, he's just been catching so many arrows. I'm surprised he was able to pick up so much farm.
That Midas. Everybody should go Midas.
Everybody go Midas on Shadow Shaman. Hey, he's going to be able to benefit from the levels, that's for sure. Getting in that level 16 mixed in with Aghanims as soon as possible. It's going to be pretty big, but this is a really hard tower for them to defend. They're in such a clutch area that, hell, even just one meteor could do a lot of damage to Roxkiss. So slowly but surely, just sieging down this tower, arrows coming in. They're just trying to probe into Roxkiss, see if they can get some sort of big advantage, and if they don't, well, they'll just take down the tower. Good deny once again by Uranium. I got to say, he's playing pretty damn good as the stand-in for Roxkiss. I was kind of questioning his build early, but he's only died once. He's recovered a good amount of farm, and I don't really think you can put many of the team fights on him. I think he's backed out at pretty much all the right times. Whenever the team fight goes south, he is the first one out, man. He is just like, I'm going to one of these side lanes, I'm going to try and farm up.
And we're seeing that he's only used the BKB twice. I thought he only used it once. There hasn't been that much action in the last 5 minutes since that Roshan went down. Alliance was just trying to accumulate their lead. Since they don't really have a lead, but just I guess with your lead with the Aegis, because you got that extra life. Give time and some space for Loda to farm some more, but once he does that, Luna's getting bigger. Check the net worth. Obviously, the highest people are going to be the people with the Midas, And that Midas is like 2,000 gold, so technically, that Midas is
jumping in. They're going to try and pop Ake real quickly. They're keeping him alive just barely. He's going to be able to get out with that mech. He's slowed up a little bit. They do have the Purge on S4. He's going to come right back in. Ghost Walk immediately. Arrow will be able to snag on Uranium. Loda trying to get that concentrated damage, but won't be able to commit as all of Roxkiss are 5-manning there. And Alliance... What's that?
Said they need a gem so badly. Just Centaur should buy it. No, not buy it. I think Gallblack should buy it since he's getting a lot of gold, and they should give it to the Centaur or the Darkseer. They really need it.
Now, don't get me wrong, but what do you think about, Heart is a great item for Centaur, but I was kind of expecting a pipe. You've already committed to the Hood, and you've got a lot of magic coming out from Alliance. Do you think this is the better play here, going for Heart instead of finishing up pipe? No?
This is actually one of the lineups where you do get a pipe against, and if they had the pipe plus the mech, I don't see how Roxkiss are going to do, Alliance are going to do anything, because they have no damage. They have absolutely zero, except for some from the Invoker.
Yeah.
And he's going Sheepstick, so he's just going for more control. He's not going all-out DPS items. So They have. I don't know. I feel like Rock's Kiss is still stronger right now. Well, because they have the heart on the Centaur and they can't do anything about that. So it's either way. He's got a lot of HP or he's got teamwork, like team fight. More help.
Maybe thinking
Loda
about
might get picked off. When's the Aegis reclaimed?
It's going to be here in just it's in just like 50 seconds. So looks like they're probably going to try and force a fight around that Aegis taking down Loda. Going to be playing aggressively. Arrow goes out, but only going to snag a creep. But Alliance, once again, they're trying to push forward with the Scythe of Ice pickup. That's a big upgrade to their damage. Necronomicon and Scythe. What other items do they really have, though? EGM, he's only still got that 4-staff Bulldog. He's trying to work his way towards an Aghanims, but doesn't have it just yet. And like you said, I don't know, man. When do you think Alliance... I thought they were kind of already at their peak of their power about... Like right about this time, 25 to 35 minutes, I felt was when they were going to be the strongest. After this, the Luna carry is beginning to come online. We already have a Manta. We've got another 2,700 gold. Once you get that next item, it's the Luna carry's online, man. And don't get me wrong, like Alliance can be able to combat that, but it's just going to get harder and harder. Admiral Bulldog trapped in here. BKB activated by Uranium. They're just trying to blow up Bulldog as fast as possible. He gets right into the wall where Seedoy was coming in from behind. Now, Centaur ultimate, good deafening blast. That's going to delay their pursuit. BZZ, he doesn't care about that Chain Frost. He's a goddamn Centaur. He's tanky as hell. Bouncing around to the Ancients, though, and it might slow him up a little bit. He's now getting caught out by the Overgrowth, and he will actually tick out here as Loda finishes him off. Aegis is down. Loda trying to leap his way across. We do have a little bit of slow. They're fighting around these wards quite a bit. Uranium turns, fights, is going to be going up against EGM. Well, Seedoy, two-man vacuum into it. Uranium gets saved by the disruption. Can he actually stay alive, though? Uranium gets that last tick and walking away. Oh, no, he can't kill the... Ooh, the illusions actually killed the melee creep. We did have Seedoy fall, and now... Loda moves aggressively. Going to be able to pick off this Shadow Demon. Goblak is a little bit low, but at the very least, we did have Luna making it back to the base. So a 3-for-3 exchange there. Towards the end, we had no buyback, so it was just a straight 3-for-3.
Man, I think S4 was getting really excited there because he actually went down to the wards right on the hill.
Yeah.
That was unfortunate. But that was some good placement of the wall and the wards, but the Centaur got picked off, and that allowed the opening for Alliance to just go in and clean out. I thought they would do more damage, but good disruption from Shadow Demon saving the Luna at the final seconds there. He forced staff to the high ground, and like I said, they have this gem. They just bought it. Because he's dead and he put it on himself, unless it was on somebody else. So maybe if they had that at the beginning of the fight, they wouldn't have looked all crazy and whatnot, because they still had Sentry down, but that doesn't help you follow the enemy heroes. Once they get out of that, you don't know where they are. And
what do you think about this build coming out from Ake? I mean, I suppose there aren't many other items you really want on the Lich. He's finishing up Aghanims right now.
Let's see, how much damage does it give? It gives...
It's a slight increase in damage if you get all the bounces. If you get like 7 or 8 bounces, though, it's a pretty damn big increase. And so far, those team fights have been going the way where Chain Frost just seems to never stop bouncing.
I mean, the counter to this Chain Frost is actually the Darkseer wall. And once they get this pipe, if they actually get it, I mean, it's not going to be doing that much at all, because they already have a mech, and they have Disruption, which gives more, and they already have a Manta plus BKB. They have 2 BKBs now. So I don't think it's going to be doing anything at all. Maybe he should have went for either another Necro Book or a Sheep Stick.
Well, Centaur, he's going to find S4 here, and they finally combo this up. S4, 4 staffs away, but they're still chasing him in. Seedoy does have that vacuum to try and bring S4 back a little bit. Moonlight Shadow goes off, and they don't have that gem. Yol is coming in. He's actually going to be able to get close enough. Gets all the vacuum, just barely unable to snag S4, as a good 4 staff from Bulldog, able to save his life. And it looks like Rock's Kiss are just going to have to back away. And maybe Alliance will think about pursuing here. We do have S4 a little bit low, but if his team leads, they could try and force a fight. Right now, we do have that Eagle Song is going to be up for Luna. Once the Butterfly is online for Luna, that's really, Luna's going to start hitting damn hard, and it's going to be very, very hard to kill him. I mean, even once we do get that physical damage up for Loda, he's still so far behind. He has to get an MKB next. EGM goes in, hits a good overgrowth. Uranium gets off the BKB, turns and fights. Loda, he's popping his own BKB. Vacuum is going to be able to finish off Bulldog, and they get a double kill. Both S4 and Bulldog are down. Loda is being chased down by Uranium and might actually get close enough to be able to kill him. Loda has a leap in just another 2 seconds. Stomp goes up, barely snags him. BZZ secures the kill on Loda. So well played. They're going to be able to push into this tier 2 tower now. And Alliance just seem to be falling apart now. After that last team fight, that was going to be their one big opportunity. But now Uranium is going to be able to have a butterfly, and it feels like it's just kind of inevitable that Rockskiss will secure this game.
I feel your sentiments exactly. They picked a lineup where you had to succeed before 20-25 minutes, and it's 36 minutes now. They needed to snowball, and they're not snowballing. Even though they got 2 Roshans, which is surprising. They just can't do anything against this initiation coming from Rockskiss. Like you just saw that. It's either Bulldog or EGM going in and initiating. But if they initiate, then they still have no damage. They have absolutely no damage.
Right. Yeah, that was the problem. Like, this Mirana has to be operating from far ahead, and unfortunately they just couldn't really take so much of a lead. They were able to keep Rockskiss from going out of control with their early push, but that's all they did. They just kept them in control. They didn't actually turn that around and really take a commanding lead that would allow, like, normally in this sort of situation, you need to be seeing Mirana picking up an MKB preemptively to the butterfly on Luna. Like, that's how far ahead you should be. If the game's going that lane on a Mirana, you need to be ahead of this Luna. You need to be countering him before he even gets his basic items. But that's just not going to be the case, as Loda only has the Mjolnir BKB to his name, sitting at 13k gold so far. Goblak is actually ahead of him. Midas Gaming, man. He's got BKB, Aghanims, as well as a Boots of Travel. Plus that famous hand of Midas. Smoke up. Looks like Rockskiss aiming for some sort of pickoff. And one pickoff, man, is all it's going to take for them to be able to push uphill or possibly secure Roshan. They need some sort of advantage, though, before they go for that Roshan fight, because they're not so far ahead that Alliance couldn't easily come back.
I thought EGM was about to get picked off, but luckily they saw nobody on they have nobody on top, nobody's bottom. They're all missing. They're either farming their jungle or they're somewhere else. They backed off, but they're going to lose this tower actually top.
Dude,
they don't go back.
I feel this is really bad positioning here from Rockskiss. They're committing to a Roshan fight that they can't guarantee win, and all the meanwhile, this top tier 3 tower is going down. Like, I saw this push happening a while ago. Uranium teleported back and pushed in this middle lane, but he didn't immediately go top, and now they've lost a tier 3 tower for nothing.
Shadow
Silly
Demon
play.
should be the only one going back. I think they still can win these team fights pretty easily, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I think Alliance have to spread it out, or else. But if they spread it out, they're going to get picked off like S4 almost did earlier, but the 4 staff saved them, so it's hard. They're, I guess you could say, caught in a rock and a hard place. Between a rock and a hard place, and I don't know. And they won't have Goblak for this fight, but I don't think they need him, per se. Because they have the Wombo combo still, and it's about to be going. No, what is he doing?
Dancing around EGM. He's going to try and play the frontliner here and just overgrowth if Rockskiss get a little bit too close to the pit. They do not want to get caught out by that Darkseer, whose large amount of AoE is probably most effective around the Roche area. We do have, you can't also forget about the fact that Goblak, he can get to these team fights pretty quickly. He TP'd to the top lane, but he's got Boots of Travel, so his movement speed is not that bad. And all of a sudden, he's already with his team at the Roche pit, and maybe Alliance just lost their big opportunity to claim Roshan. Wards are going to be thrown in the pit, and it looks like Uranium in the wards is all they're going to put to trying to take Roshan. Now, this is Aegis as well as Cheese. They can't give this up so easily. Arrow does land on Uranium, but the initiation. Vacuum goes down, stunned up, EGM will fall, and the rest of the team is backing up. Chain Frost doing a lot. Oh no, he actually did secure it. Nicely done. Bulldog now is going to come back. The Chain Frost still bouncing around. Cedoy, he will lose his life, but who else from? Oh, another nice hook shot coming in is going to be able to secure the kill on Luna, as well as the arrow landing on BZZ. Gets another kill for them. BZZ may be tanky, but I'm not sure he can really do anything about this. Bulldog has to walk away, but Gem is on the deck, and what a big play. I was focusing on that team fight as I saw Rockskiss. They were trying to initiate onto Alliance to make sure that they would be able to secure the Roshan, but Bulldog with the big plays here, hookshotting in, securing both the Aegis as well as the cheese with that big play.
Yeah, I didn't. I don't think it should be. I think Ice Frog should fix this, but you can grab cheese and Aegis if you're hexed, which I don't think you should be able to do. And that's what happened there. He was able to grab the cheese. I think he grabbed the Aegis before before he was sheeped by Gallblack, but after that he picked up the cheese with once he was hexed. So I don't think that should be right in my mind. But needless to say, they won that definitely because of that, and he got hooked twice. The started off that arrow was really nice, and it allowed everything to be set up.
Are you telling me piggies can't eat cheese? Is that what you're saying?
Yes. Yes. I don't know. Do you think it should be? They should be able to pick up like you should be able to pick up stuff if you're hexed.
I'm okay with it. It's not a stun, you know, so I'm down with it.
I think it does count. Well, okay, so the only thing that cancels a TP is a stun. Well, not a mini stun. Well, okay, no.
I'm just going to go ahead and say I'm down with it. Right now, Centaur still not going for that pipe, man. Despite the fact that Chain Frost has been bouncing around all over the place, he just refused to go for it. He's now got a plate mail, which is going to be a significant increase to his tank. Don't get me wrong, double damage was picked up by Loda, but he immediately leaps into the trees, so question mark there. Maybe S4 might get caught out. Gallblack is really going hard for this one. Doesn't pop his BKB, though, and just a simple Scythe of Ice is going to be the reaction from S4. Gallblack catching another arrow. Sunstrike follow-up. Can they get enough damage, though, from a distance? They don't want to fully commit. Oh, Bulldog throwing down the hook shot, but it was intercepted by EGM. And Alliance now, yeah, I mean, you know, they had that great team fight, and all of a sudden, you know, you could see the potential where Alliance, a silly mistake like that last team fight from Roxkiss, and Alliance could easily take control of this game, but I don't really feel like that was enough to put them in control. They're not really ahead enough to be able to really be forcing the team fights just yet. I think they need some sort of pickoff, or they need MKB finished up by Loda. They need that sort of just single target damage on the Luna as soon as possible.
And to notice that Luna actually bought back,
yeah,
because they had to defend, and also Centaur, so they had no buybacks.
It was one other too. They had
that's three buybacks they wasted, and that's a lot of gold. So they're actually, if you look at the gold graph, it should be about even now because of those buybacks. But other than that, I'm not saying Alliance is ahead at all. I still think Roxkiss is ahead even after those 3 buybacks. It's just gonna depend on this Loda now. Maybe he can, as long as he can get maybe another 1 or 2 items, then they might have enough DPS to actually deal with these heroes.
Yeah, I completely agree, man. I feel like Roxkiss should be able to take like 6 or 7 out of 10 of these team fights, but it only is going to take 1 for Alliance. Because of those buybacks are down, Alliance want to be able to push this opportunity now. Even if they know they're probably at a slight disadvantage, it's better to take it now, because if they win this one big team fight, they get a huge advantage. They know there's no buybacks. That means they're going to be able to take at least a set of racks, if not possibly more. And then Roxkiss will be struggling to keep themselves in the game. We do have Sunstrike going down. Gallblack trying to defend this range tracks as much as humanly possible, man. But slowly but surely, it's being ticked down. And Courier? Not sure what it was bringing in there.
It didn't bring in anything. I think it was just, it brought a TP top lane, and then they got out.
How much gold does Loda have?
Roshan's not going to be a long time. And they still have the cheese on Bulldog.
So do they wait till MKB is finished up on Rana? Like, that's got to be the next big change for Alliance, is MKB on the Mirana gets them a lot more damage up against the Luna. Do they force the fight then, or do they need to also farm up buyback and maybe potentially wait for the next Roshan fight?
I was going to say they need to farm buyback too, because I don't think they're going to win without buybacks. That's in my opinion. Because they don't have enough, Ags. No, they have too much magic damage against the lineup that has 2 BKBs already. And the Centaur, who's not going to finish the pipe, but he might get a Shiva's Guard soon, though. And that's going to be a lot of team fight control as well.
Now, Seedoy, he does have an Ogre Gax, and I was about to say BKB or Aghanims, and I felt like Aghanims is just really not necessary. You're not getting that big of an advantage of giving an illusion out of Invoker or Mirana. It's not like heroes like, say, a Luna, which is a big advantage. So we're actually going to have a 3rd BKB online for Roxkiss here in a short amount of time. He can have it right now, but, well, he's going to commit to it. He's going to get it, and that means he won't have, well, he didn't have a buyback anyway, at least for not another minute. And Roxkiss, I'm surprised that they're trying to be so aggressive here. But it looks like they want to push uphill, or at least force some rotations back, keep Alliance on the defense as much as possible. I suppose this is like one thing. If they lose a team fight around Alliance's base, it just means that, you know, they have time to be able to recover. Whereas Alliance, if they were pushing in and Alliance actually managed to win a team fight, like, that's guaranteed a set of racks. They're immediately going uphill rather than having to cross the whole distance of the map.
They just decided to go back. Goldblack has his refresher. I just wish they would siege these towers better, but I feel like the way they're sieging right now, they just want to do damage, and they're not committing. That's the only thing I'm not like. They're not pressing the issue with Centaur because they have a Centaur with a Shadow Demon Disruption. He can just play up in the front lines, in my opinion, and just, if anything goes bad, you just have the Sidoi come in with the, he had BKB up there too, so he could just blink in, vacuum, and they're just letting their wards die, I feel like, for no reason. That tornado is too short.
Yeah. The downside of having a maxed out Exort Invoker is that when you start getting to those later levels and do get some of those good controlling abilities, they're just a little too short. So unfortunately, they had a good opportunity there to pick off Yol, but he had a pretty quick reaction there, just force staffing away immediately, and the Centaur ultimate also being popped. So we do have that refresher you talked about. Goblak now has that one, and that's going to mean a lot of team fight potential if they just stick around that area. And, I mean, which they should be doing. With the Luna, you just double ward down, plus the BKB popped by Uranium. He just turns and fights. I don't think there's much that can stand up against that on the side of Alliance. So it's really going to depend on Alliance finding some sort of pickoff, whether it's through smoke, through a good arrow, something like that. They need a big advantage in these team fights. We do have MKBs going to be finished up, as well as a buyback available for Loda. I think he's just trying to gauge whether or not he can actually buy the MKB, finish it off, and also have the buyback right now. He's damn close, whatever it is.
Shiva's just picked up on Centaur, and the one good thing that Alliance has been doing that's keeping them, I feel like, in the game is they keep on rocketing the lanes with Bulldog, and they keep on pushing, obviously, the other lanes with Loda, and then now with the Invoker split push top. He's been doing that for like last maybe two, 3 times, and they're just forcing them to split up around when Roshan should be respawning, but luckily Roshan's not respawning. So
yeah, it's slightly later, Roshan. It's right in the middle of where the time would normally be at. So that is one thing, yeah, you're right. Alliance are doing a great job falling back into their roots, really, trying to do a little bit of rat Dota. It's just unfortunate that they don't really have the full late game potential there, going up against this Luna, who is soon going to be having a Satanic. So even at that point, even if you do have an MKB up for the Luna, you're not really going to be outdoing a Satanic. So they're going to need some good control over this Luna and just quickly burst her down. Otherwise, if they don't, Satanic is activated, BKB is activated, and Luna just turns, it gets all of that life back.
BKB?
Oh, Godlike popping the BKB real early here, but he knows he's got refreshers, so he's going to be able to throw down double wards and just a little bit of extra mana. That's one downside. They're committing to this tower. Tornadoes coming in. They're going to try and blow up Yol real quickly. Force staff away, and even he's tanky enough to survive through S4's combo. Second ward set goes down. Sunstrike went somewhere but didn't land, and they will be able to clean up range. Rax and Alliance now popping their BKB. Going to turn on Uranium. See if they can actually be able to pop him here. There goes the wall. Uranium pops his BKB, turning. Doesn't pop the Eclipse, though. Looks like he's almost committed to just going down here. No, the vacuum goes in. Alliance do finally pop that Luna, but it's at quite the cost. They're already going to lose some heroes. Bulldog going back in, trying to lock in these heroes. Force staffs himself away. He's trying to get as many kills for his team as possible, making these buybacks worth it. Loda comes back in. BZZ, he's so damn tanky now, popping the Shiva, slowing everybody down. Alliance, though, they're just doing a great job kiting this Centaur and will eventually take the big man down. So 3 heroes are out for Roxkiss, but it cost Alliance only 1 buyback. That's not bad, but they did lose that middle Rax. Alliance, they're going to have to heal up and just maybe straight down middle, because they need to force some buybacks on Roxkiss, or else they're just not going to have any chance in this game.
They'll most likely go for Roshan and then go middle maybe.
Yeah.
But they didn't have any detection again. I think Yol just picked up the gem, I feel like. Because he died during that fight, right? Or did he get out?
He originally got caught out by the tornado meteor. He force-staffed himself out.
Yeah.
And he survived a little bit longer, but...
He has Blink Dagger now. But back to that fight, though. I mean, that Luna is just... Without the Shadow Demon there to save him, EGM played nicely there. He sprouted him after he used BKB, he Overgrowth. And that just allowed them to actually take down the Luna without... She didn't have her Satanic. If she had her Satanic, they would have won that fight, and that would have probably been game, but she didn't have it, so they're going to claim the Aegis and the Cheese, and they're not out of it yet, but with that, maybe they can do something, because now they have, like you said, the MKB is on Mirana, and she has an Aegis. She doesn't have buyback. She bought back during that fight, and who else? Just her. Just Loda bought back.
They do have a lot of disable now. They have double Scythe of Ice. They've got the MKB up for Loda, so they've got some really good control as well as a decent amount of damage to be able to right-click down Luna, who has to, like, you still can't finish up the Satanic because you're going to need buyback here. Uranium should be able to pick it up unless he dies, like, first thing in the team fight. All he needs is, like, 1 or 2 kills here. So when the team fight does occur, but look at him. They're smoked up. Alliance trying to jump in. They're going to be able to try and Cogs back. Good disruption, saving Yol. Now trying to actually punish Bulldog for that one. Tornado means the arrow's going to miss, but Yol's caught inside that meteor. Now the BKB is popped. Uranium turn, fighting. And Alliance forced back. Alliance, Loda already getting very, very low, and the rest of them are going to have to jump away. Oh no, Loda gets so low from the stomp, but they can't quite finish him up, and he's going to get a little bit of heal off of that leech steam. Now they're trying to run themselves away. Icewall doing a good job, and with Cogs as well. Alliance doing an excellent job disengaging, but disengaging is not going to win you this game. They need to find that pick off on Uranium, but Roxkiss knew exactly what they were doing. Yol was sitting on the side just waiting to Blink Dagger forward and disrupt the Luna.
This Ross is disgusting, dude. Do you realize what he has? He has a Lincoln Sphere now, too. it's like, I don't know what...
I love that.
He's got the 3rd highest net worth in this game. I'm telling you, if you don't pick up a Midas, you're not having fun as a support. Is that the new meta? No, I don't know. He still needs a Blink Dagger. If they really need to find a way to actually get Gallblack, because that's like the one thing they're lacking is these counter, like running them down.
Right.
They can't run them down, and they all live. They should not have all lived there. I think at least 2 of Alliance heroes should have died. Did they use the cheese? They didn't use the Aegis. They didn't use the cheese either, which still has it. And arrow fishing might not catch anyone. Yep. But I don't know.
Well, Alliance are now centering up for this top push. They've got a lot of minions to be able to throw down on the range racks, but at the same time, we're dealing with the Luna, who also has that disruption, extra illusions. They're going to maybe try and finish off this range racks and back up a little bit. Good force staff defensively for Uranium. BKB is now popped by Goblack. Loda able to get himself over the cliff. Refreshers pop. The range racks will go down, and immediately Alliance start backing up, disengaging from this team fight. But Centaur popping his ulti. They want to be on the pursuit, but Moonlight Shadow goes down. Roxkiss, Cedo moving forward, but he couldn't get the vacuum. He's scythe-ifized up. Shivas goes down. 2-man stomp from BZZ. The vacuum follow-up, but there's no more extra damage. The rest of Roxkiss trying to get back to their fountain, and Alliance smelling blood are on the pursuit. Oh, BZZ fighting up against Loda, but he knows he can't quite take that damage. Good cog from Bulldog. It's forcing the rest of them back, not allowing BZZ and the rest of his crew to get back. Oh no, the buyback is down, and now Alliance are right in their base. They're very, very low, though. They shouldn't be able to end the game or anything like that, but they will be able to take this top set of racks. Roxkiss, though, they're going to come in. Stop! 5-man stop! 5-man double edge! And heroes dropping like flies. Alliance lose 4. Loda's going to come back, but now he's going to be held up. Goblack, that single target CC. This may spell the end for Loda and his second life. There's nothing he can do, and it's only going to be Ake who gets away. They don't even get the melee racks off of that one. We finally get to see the true power of the Vacuum Centaur combo.
Speechless. They were actually, thought they were actually gonna win the game, and
they were just too low, man. Yeah.
Roxkiss did something like that. Oh, okay. Finally, they got their synergy working. It was just it took 55 minutes to do it, and I expected that to come out earlier during at least a team fight. Like at least get 2 or 3, because they have 3 force staffs. And like if you don't catch at least 3 or 4, they're just gonna keep on using their force staffs and all these silly kiting spells that they have, like hook shot away,
Yeah,
and leap away. I
cogs.
mean, it's just like so much. And well, how do they find a way finally? Just get 5 of them. Just stop that nonsense.
Yeah. So Alliance, because they were so low, that Centaur combo was enough to be able to finish off a lot of them. And Alliance went from being on the verge of at least evening up this game by taking that top racks. I'm still not convinced that they would have been able to move into middle, but they certainly could have taken a lot of map control and gotten a good chunk of gold out of that. But now Roxkiss stay ahead, sitting at a 7,500 gold lead and about a 4,000 experience lead. Of course, this is all kind of not quite as important because Roxkiss do have a bit better late game. And I say a bit. Shadow Shaman, man, Goblak, he's just been a beast this game so far. He's one of the better late game supports due to the power of double wards, but he's also got some really good crowd control for these team fights, which is perfect for Uranium. Now the jump in. The arrow did land on BZZ. Load and his crew are trying to jump in. Goblak's getting low, but he gets off the wards, and that's going to be good enough. Centaur now popping his ultimate. They got 3 heroes locked inside. 4 staffs away. Look at all the 4 staffs go. They're going to abandon Ake, though, as they actually pick up a wicked seek spree from him. EGM looks like he's going to go down, though, as Roxkiss catch him out inside the jungle, so they lose 2 heroes, and on top of that, there's going to be some big ultimates and BKBs on cooldown as Roxkiss finally push in uphill and try and take a second set of racks. And Alliance, all they're left with is kind of poke damage, which is not going to do much up against the Centaur. Tries to initiate on S4, but a little too fast on the force. Now jump in. Admiral Bulldog trying to get the perfect cogs, lands it beautifully, and Uranium just drops. The magic damage is enough. Now BZZ backing away. Yol will be able to get out. They're going to try and secure the kill on BZZ. That's the important hero. He's damn tanky, but they've got enough damage that they could just keep kiting him around. They easily got this kill. So BZZ stunned up and just slowly but surely chipped away by Loda's auto attack damage. He actually probably did a ton of return damage to Loda, but they do finally secure the kill, and sure enough, man, this is one hell of a back-and-forth game. 58 minutes, 31-33. Right now, Roxkiss looking at about an 8,000 gold lead, and same in experience. Alliance, they're suffering right now due to the fact that they just don't really have the greatest late game in the world, but they are executing very, very well. And all
they just won that team fight because of Bulldog. He used his halberd on the Satanic of the Luna, and she didn't BKB. That's why they lost that fight. If she was able to actually maybe lifesteal, but Bulldog made sure that she didn't at the end of the fight, and
yeah,
that just cleared it up. And then Luna still does not have buyback. This is just, oh man.
They keep on forcing fights, man, when they really shouldn't. Like, they almost had, like, that one big team fight, I felt, where Roxkiss gave away a big advantage. They didn't have the Satanic on Luna, right? That was, like, unnecessary. They didn't have to push in. They could have just farmed up, finished off Satanic, and then go in for the push. Admiral Bulldog going in, but unfortunately creeps spawn and intercept his hook. And Bulldog and the rest of Alliance are going to be forced back, as at the very least, they did make BZZ buy back. Luna's going to just come back naturally. But Alliance, maybe they can go back, take Roshan. It's going to be up here in maybe a minute or two. We're about to see that revealed, but
He should just get a pipe. It's still good. I mean, he should either get a pipe or a blade mail or something.
A blade mail for Centaur? I like that idea a little bit more. It just feels like it's too late. I mean, it's still good, but
yeah.
I feel blade mail would be better at this point in time.
Like you said, Roshan's up. It's going to come down to this.
Oh,
Are we
wow.
going to see another Bulldog amazing play, securing them another Aegis? I mean,
Bulldog's playing so well, man. You mentioned the halberd as well as the cog setup for that last team fight was what won it for them. Now let's jump in. He's going to try and lock in Seedoy. BKB is popped, though. He's going to tank the air, but it doesn't matter to him. The BKB was already popped. Goblak, he throws down some wards. Uranium now popping his BKB, trying to turn and fight, but the Force Staffs, man, they're just doing work up against him. Loda will get popped by BZZ. Now the Shivas is going to be able to catch S4. Chainfrost doing a bunch, but it's the 2 biggest, tankiest heroes in the game. Seedoy is going to be able to stay alive. Admiral Bulldog catching out Uranium, just trying to delay them. They're trying to disengage as much as possible, trying to help each other out, but S4 looks like he will tick down, and maybe, yep, Bulldog's going to get caught as well. He's not going to have the Force Staff. He gets chained up too well by Roxkiss. Now, oh yeah, we do have push in, but Roxkiss, they should be able to secure Roshan here, and that is going to be a huge advantage for them. BCZ backs up and is going to stop this pop push, but I think Luna just by himself, well, they actually found EGM.
They're just
EGM.
making space because they know Loda's dead.
Yeah.
They have to.
This is smart. EGM just trying to delay as much as possible. He does have a Yules, maybe to delay it a little bit longer, but doesn't pop it in time. Zito is going to have to teleport back. Meanwhile, we have to jump in. Goblak going deep here up against Ake. Will take a Sunstrike, but Goblak is just full of a ton of health. He does have Refresher if he wants to try and turn this. BKB popped. Doesn't pop the Refresher, though. Thinks twice of it. We do have S4 coming back in. Is going to be able to find Yol and quickly pops him with all his right-click damage. Yol does take out from that last auto attack. We do have the wards being used by Goblak, forcing attention to this top lane and doing a good amount of damage to the tier 3. But we don't have Uranium. I thought he was going to be doing Roshan during this time, but Roxkiss are now just kind of 3-manning down middle lane.
I have no idea what Roxkiss are doing right now.
Yeah, it's not necessary.
Wards. They just fed a Shadow Demon. He did buy back, but they're not acquiring anything. And Loda's up, Bulldog's up, and EGM's almost up too. They need to figure out what they want to do now.
Yeah, Roxkiss, I mean, certainly they've got a big lead here. They do have the buyback for Luna and everything else. And
Hit the throne, they actually have no Fortify.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Tier 4s are already down. Throne is exposed, and maybe that's why Roxkiss seems so eager to just run down middle lane. BZZ and the rest of Roxkiss, they're going to do this sieging mode, but I don't really see it working up against the throne. There's too much in the way. Admiral Bulldog is going to initiate in. Yol, who already bought back, he can't go down again here, or else he's going to be out of this team fight for a while. Centaur gets the double stomp on the side. Meteor's going to go down, but BKB's already popped. Ake will take out, and the rest of Alliance trying to make it their way back to the fountain. Vacuum's going to go down, but BKB's are already up. Admiral Bulldog just trying to help out his allies as much as possible. Locks 2 inside the cogs, but there's no real damage. Uranium just beats him up. The rest of Alliance trying to make it back, and GG, well played is the call from Alliance. 62.5 minutes in, and finally, Roxkiss, after what was an advantage that they had for the last 25 minutes or so, are finally able to take this game 1 after a long, drawn-out game. So, Ryu, any last recap of this team fight?
This team fight?
Well, the game in general, man.
Well, I was going to try the team fight, but it was just, they finally didn't get the stupid force staffs or all their, and Loda got picked off finally, and without them actually using any of the force staffs on him. So that was, they finally managed to do that, and so I was really impressed with actually Alliance the whole time, because there's no way that should have went 62 minutes, in my opinion, for Alliance's heroes, and I was impressed by their play. It's just, I felt like the heroes that went late game, eventually, Roxkiss, they almost won too. If that five-man wall, the vacuum stomp didn't happen, maybe they could have won actually.
Yeah. They certainly would have gotten a big advantage of it, but the what-ifs are over, guys, and we're going to get into game 2. This is just game 1 of the day, man. I am so excited. We had a great game to kick off today. We still have these D2CL matches are all 2-game series, so we do have another match, another game to happen between Roxkiss and Alliance. But after that, we have another match. It's going to be Roxkiss facing up against virtus.pro in a 2-game series. So definitely be sure to stick around, guys. We have more D2CL action coming up right after the break.